Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, and we'll get started with our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by and see Principal Mike Heppenstall. Try to catch him for the summer. He'll be fishing a lot this summer, but just kidding. He'll be working a lot too. So run by and see those folks. Good folks over there. Now the weather, it's going to be hot again, but we are getting some these scattered thunder showers coming through. We've got about 40% chance today. We got good showers yesterday in different parts of our area. So, and we need it. It's getting dry again. So high today is going to be 84, low tonight 76, and the water temperature is all the way up to 78 degrees. Now take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown, it is finally leveled off, and it's going to sort of sit there, it looks like, for a while. It's reading a 4.7 and just hanging in there steady. Down to Choctawhatchee at Caryville, looks up for the weekend now. Thursday, it's going to bounce up. This morning, it's reading a 2.7. It's going to sort of zigzag a little bit, and then Wednesday night, go up a little bit. By Thursday night, we're looking up close to 4 foot. So we'll know more tomorrow about what it's going to do for the weekend. But right now, it looks like it's going to be going up a little bit. All right, our marine forecast, guess what? Southeast at 10 to 20 again, and it's been a steady 10 to 20. And it's good fishing if you can fish on out of that wind. But if you get out there in the middle of those bays or out in the Gulf and all, it's going to still be pretty rough. All right, that takes care of our weather. We'll take our break and we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, folks. I sit here with Rick Corder talking about a lot of good stuff. But welcome back to the show, Rick.
Good morning.
You were telling me about. We're going to sort of get off of fishing and hunting for a minute and talk about you were up there. You sort of grew up in that Phoenix City, Alabama area?
Yeah, I was there till 1955, and then we moved here.
I was interested in that because they made a true it's old black and white movie. It's called
Phoenix City Story.
The Phoenix City Story.
Yeah.
And it
I was there during that time. I was little, but I remember it.
Yeah, a lot of folks remember that.
They filmed part of the show right there on the road that I live on.
And you say they've opened up a museum now.
Yes, they have. George Green up there, he's a retired judge. In fact, we went to school together in grammar school, and he now has, under the old post office there on top of what used to be Girard, it's Phoenix City now, on 14th Street, and that was part of the entertainment for us was to go there. Well, I thought, it'd be going, we'd go in and see. No. When I got in there, I was flabbergasted. He has got all the way back to the Revolution, to the Civil War, World War I, World War II. He's got amazing amount of stuff in this small museum, and his knowledge of all of it is fabulous. Plus, he's got all of the printouts of the Phoenix City Story. Well, I knew those people as a kid. I mean, and you had the mafia in there. You had the whole 9 yards. I was in the old. I think it was a Rialto or Bradley, I can't remember which, I was too young, but he used to go to the movie right there on the hill where Albert Patterson, his office was right next door to the theater, and they shared the parking lot. Well, he got shot. We heard the shots. I was in the movie that night. But we thought it was a car backfire. Back then, that was a common occurrence on some cars. And we didn't realize that it was them, killing Albert Patterson out there in the parking lot. When we come out, man, there was red lights everywhere because back then the police had red lights, not blue lights. And then things took off. Well, that's one of the reasons Dad had enough of it. He says, when my kids are in the movie theater and somebody's getting killed out, he says, we're out of here. So he sold out and moved down here. And he had this place and built it and opened up. But it was fun to go back because some of those people I had not seen since the 5th grade. I left at the end of the 5th grade up there and came here.
It speaks so well of a community and the culture of that community when they get together and make a museum to honor their and to recognize their past and the history and the heritage and all that. And I've often talked about it, here in Bay County, here in Panhandle. You need a nautical museum.
Absolutely.
Destin has one. Caryville has one. I mean, Apalachicola has one.
The only thing we have, and it's a good one, is the Man in the Sea Museum. And I try to help.
But that's sort of just a specialized area. We have such a broad heritage here on the waterfront.
That's what developed this.
And it's always been beyond me. Even a lot of people like a visitor. Now I go through. Next time I go through that area, I'll stop at that museum.
Oh yeah.
And spend some time there because it's.
Well, they also have the Confederate Naval Museum now on the Riverwalk, down off of I think it's 80 that goes across the bridge, the lower bridge there. You have the 14th Street Bridge now. Is a walk across the bridge, and it's really pretty, and they got that whitewater rafting under there.
Well, tell us about that now. A lot of people don't realize what's going on. They've taken out that dam.
They took out the Eagle and the Phoenix dams.
Okay.
There was several, Goat Rock, and there was a bunch of dams right there north of 14th Street Bridge. Well, they took out 2 of them, and now they have about a 3.5-4 mile run of whitewater rafting. And it's changed the whole river.
Now you're talking about a good outdoor activity, and you ain't going to go all the way up to the mountains. Also,
no, you can do it right there.
Well, that's right next to Panhandle Outdoors.
It is the longest metropolitan whitewater rafting course in the world, and
that's neat.
Yeah, you've got that. Plus, now they have gone in and completely redone the Infantry Museum at Fort Benning to include the Armament Museum for Patton because. They moved all of the armor from Fort Knox to Fort Benning. So now you've got a tremendous military museum if you like that kind of stuff, and I do. And then you've got the Confederate Naval Museum. You've got George Green's Museum of Phoenix and Lively and Girard, Alabama. Most people don't know that's the last battle site. It started on April the 16th, 1865. They started coming in through Alabama and crossed the river and ended up over on the corner of 14th Street and Veterans Boulevard is where the last battle of the Civil War was fought, was right there in Columbus. And that is a site of Bush Hospital that used to be there. Well, that's where I was born. And almost 80 years to the day after the Civil War ended, I was born there on that same site. The neat part about Columbus is there's a lot of history there. The Bradley Company was the largest company in Georgia. They were big into cotton, the Jordan mills and all of that. Most people don't know that Apalachicola was the second largest seaport in the United States at that time from 1828 to 1928 because of the cotton era. You see all these movies about coming down the Mississippi with cotton. Well, there was a little of that done. Most of it was on this river. And Apalachicola, Chattahoochee, and Flint was where the cotton boats really ran.
Right.
And my dad was the last pilot licensed for first-class pilot on Apalachicola, Chattahoochee, and Flint.
And that's a rich history of all the steamboats and all the power
Absolutely.
wheels that come through there. Okay. Look, let's take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get to some pictures. I have good pictures here you folks have been sending in, so a lot of these pictures will be shown on, here we go, Howard Farrah, and I've got Howard touch base with me. I've got several pictures that he and Hayes Brooks and all. We've got to get those straight. They look just alike in the water like that. But anyway, that's a nice Jack Crevalle out there. Okay, let's go to my buddy Bill Allen. Bill had a good day on East Bay the other day. Thank goodness Tender was going to keep all that fishing area open because Bill wouldn't have where to go fish. He and Greg Brudnicki are experts over there on East Bay. Now, you can see by the results of the pictures they send in. There's Greg. Good job, Greg. Yeah. That's been pretty fish right there. What do you think about that, Rick?
Yeah.
That's nice fish. It's good to have a mayor that likes to go fishing.
Yeah.
All right, good. Another one.
Our best resources right there is in the
Yes,
bay.
sir. And they catching and releasing those guys. So we'll go back and catch them again. Wow. Bill caught another one there. They had a good day on the East Bay the other afternoon. That's a good job there. All right, now let's go to the next one. It's a Derek Fussell little boy. He calls him C on his first red snapper. That's a good job there. Yeah. Okay, let's go to some freshwater fishing. Really was good. This is fly fishing up on Deer Point. No, this is down in Weewall. This picture down in Weewall. Randy Beavers really gets some fly fishing this time of year. Wow. Now, this is Deer Point Lake here. This is Tony Brandon sending in some nice crappie there. Good job, Tony. And here's a familiar face, Chris Guris. A nice redfish there, Chris. Big redfish. Right down here on the beach, a drum, black drum. George Stovall sent this in. George Stovall, nice black drum fishing from the beach.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is one of my former students, Maria Patronas. Yeah, this is Patronas family at Captain Andrews. They take a family trip once a year, and Maria, now I don't know if she caught that big one. That snapper about as big as she is. Maria just graduated about a year or two ago, and went out with a family there. I have more. This is their family right here, the whole Patronas family. They got a nice. Now they didn't limit out because look at all the kids and all they have with them. But they got about 3 generations of fishermen there, and they were able to take a day off and go fishing. Good to see that. Okay, Curtis Pennington, boys. I've got a good job there, boys. All right, here we go. That's a nice pond bass. Okay, that's Bobby. Right there you go, right there, Bobby. All right, now next. Oh, check this out. This is Winston Chester and Chip Chester fishing off the Seminole Wind. I've got this video coming up later. We had a great trip, folks, and it was just an outstanding trip Saturday. Opening day with Billy Archer on the Seminole Wind and Lawrence Sledge and all those boys from Gulf Power. Got some great video coming from that.
Somebody ate that old dead fish.
You know what? We had a big old fish fry Sunday. Had everybody over had a great time. Okay. Caleb Pitts sent this picture in. This is Ashley's holding up that nice red snapper. This was Sunday. It was a lot more calm Sunday. Okay. Yeah. Brant Marshall went fishing with his daddy, Scott Marshall. Not a bad. I'd like to see a tailgate full of fish right there. That's a good job there, Brant. I'm glad you're fishing with your daddy to show him how to do it. All right, Lee Tuggle here and Graham Lovett. Good job there. That was I think they went Saturday also, I believe. Okay, it's a nice red snapper. And our buddy Ken Paramore, his first snapper of the year, and you can see he went. I think he went Sunday afternoon when he looked at those seeds and tell us there's a lot of, like I say, a lot of difference on those 2 days.
20-something pounds now.
Yes, sir. Good job there, Ken. Boys, Robert Boyd sent this in. Had a good snapper trip. We had a bunch of snapper pictures sent in. Okay.
Sailfish. Huh?
Caught and released. Okay, all right. Good job here.
Yeah.
Okay. And Randy sent this in last night. He's going to put this on the wall. Okay. Let me go back to the sailfish. That's John Wilder there. I didn't call that name. Let's go back to sailfish. John Wilder there. They're actually trying to catch some snapper, and they ended up catching it right offshore there at Mexico Beach.
Yep.
Good job. All right, now, this is Randy Beavers'. You can see compared to that Coca-Cola can how big, and he catches a lot of fish, but he's going to mount this one. He said it's going on the wall there.
We all went Sunday a week ago, and it was amazing. It was real calm, so we worked well. We only caught one bluefish, one bonita, and somehow we got one that had a kink leader and it broke off. It was a nice fish, don't know what it was. But we didn't see a lot of seabirds, didn't see a lot of bait. It was amazing to me, and it was so calm. But we saw 5 sea turtles. 5. Yep. Did I?
I did. Yeah,
okay.
We did get a picture. I got it somewhere.
I sent you that sea turtle. There was 2 of them together, and then had a pod of I guess you call it a pod. I don't know really what you call a whole bunch of manta rays, but they must have been 100 or more, and some of them were 3-4 foot across, but some of them were huge like they are. And one of them, about 12 foot across, jumped about 6 times. And I said, wow. I said, I've never seen all of that in one day.
That is something. And that's the fascinating thing about going out way out in the Gulf. I mean, you just never know what you're going to see.
Nope.
And it's really not a pattern to anything, although the grass, you have a pattern with the grass and all. But some days you may see a lot of turtles. Some days you may see a lot of dolphins.
Well, that's what we was looking for was a weed line to try to find some dolphin. And so I wound up nearly 40 miles offshore.
Yeah.
We still did,
Well, we ended up about 30 miles offshore, and it was fairly rough, but we were in a 55-foot boat, and it was comfortable, and we just had a great time.
Well, ours was comfortable, and we were in a 26-foot.
Well, you had a flat, you had a lot more
comfortable.
It
was beautiful.
A lot of folks didn't.
And we had a good time. We were out there 8 hours, but
it's just something special about getting out there, and I want to encourage you, especially if some people are about getting seasick and all, but you pick out a good day and get on out there and get used to it, get your sea legs and all.
Well, another thing, if you have inner ear, it can there's a product called Bonine, Bonine, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but that's the way it's spelled. But it's a good product, and it for those that have a little bit of inner ear problem. Where I found out about it was when I was running the research ship. We had scientists on there, and some of them, and they had done enough research, and it's over the counter. It doesn't. I don't think it requires a prescription unless they've changed something. But it used to, you could go in and get it, and it doesn't make you sleepy like Dramamine.
Right.
And so you take one pill. If that works, fine. If it don't, then about 20 minutes later, take another one. That usually two pills make it. They're little 25 milligram pills. But that seems to work for most people.
And I've got a situation now with my grandkids. They want to go out and catch those big fish. Well, they can't go out on a trip like that. They're just not old enough. So to me, I think the best way to do this with kids and all is take them out on a head boat, a little 6-hour trip on a good day, and just let them sort of get the feeling of being out there. And instead of taking them out on a small boat, go bouncing up and down, because you want to acclimate them and you want them to have a good positive attitude about it. And I have a lot of teenagers now who were taken out when they were young and got sick, and they don't ever want to go back out.
Right.
And I hate to see that, and eventually they may get
The other thing is keep them on the outside of the boat. Don't let them go in there and go down below or anything and lay down.
And keep them away from the engine and diesel fuel if you can.
Yeah, if you can keep them up on deck and don't let them look here, look out at the horizon.
That's right. That's a very good point right there. Look on the horizon and all those little things.
Yeah, all those little things help. They do.
And don't eat a lot of food before you go out.
Well, that, and of course the kids don't have to worry about it, but don't do a lot of alcohol the night before, because that'll mess you up too.
It was great to talk with Billy Archer. He has a trip every day this season. He does not have an off day, and that's how he well respected.
He's a good fisherman.
He's a good fisherman, and people keep coming back to him. But on occasion, he will get some of those guys that he talked about a car dealership from out of town came in the other day, and they just wanted to drink beer. And by that time, they were about over half of them were sick and couldn't fish, and the ones that were trying to catch them, they didn't know how to catch them. He said it was just a mess. But
be like, you got a weak stomach. I said, no, don't. He was throwing it further than anybody on the boat.
Let's take this break. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Sitting Rick Corley talking about a lot of different things right now. Let's talk about our fish and game forecast for today. All right, brought to us by Mark Cowart at Edgewater Beach Realty, 832-6000. Give Mark a call for all your real estate needs between Carabel and Sandestin over here. And we're looking at a good time this morning between 10:24 and 12:24, or tonight 10:47 and 12:47, around midnight, about a bit of the day, around midnight right there, okay? I forgot to do the tides today. Real quick, let me just call them out to you. Brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. The high tide is at 7:31 this morning. It's a good tide on June the 5th, and it's falling out. It's going to be low at 6:09 tonight. So you got it this afternoon. You have a good falling tide. Okay. One of the things too, we want to keep in mind: license-free Saturday freshwater fishing is license-free this coming Saturday. Also, the trigger fish. And we're talking about fishing. The trigger fish season, it will be closed from June the 1st to July 31st. Next year, but this year they extended. I heard 2 or 3 different stories of people caught triggerfish this past weekend and threw them back because they thought it was closed. But this year it is open till June the 10th, so you can keep the triggerfish until June the 10th. And I heard 2 or 3 different stories about it, and they didn't realize it was still open. But next year now it will be June the 1st when it sort of shuts out like that. All right. And we're talking about Apalachicola and oysters and all, and people don't realize how many oysters are actually brought out of Apalachicola Bay, because they've cut the season now from the summer. On the summer bars, they've gone from 7 days to 5 days, just trying to save it and all, because 92% of the oysters in America come from Apalachicola Bay. It's incredible. And they can document that. All the landings, they call it landings. When the oystermen bring it to landings, where it could be Chesapeake Bay or Mobile Bay or any other bay.
Montecure and Lake Bourne.
Yeah. But 92% of America's oysters come out of that bay right there. So you can see why we all want to take care of it, because those are some fine oysters and all. So I know you've had a lot of time down in that area and all. Yep. Rick, we got a few minutes left, and you were talking earlier about boats and all, and you know, your business has been doing really good.
Yes.
And every now and then you got to watch out for scam artists. And of course, we don't have time to tell that story.
No.
But word to the wise, you were dealing with some people from out of town, and they just were not.
Yeah, I was dealing with some people out of Boston, Massachusetts area, and I tell you what, anymore after dealing with this. If they're out of California or Massachusetts, I don't do business with them
That's
anymore.
two different kinds of people.
They just do not think like the rest of us, especially Southerners. We just don't do business that way. Well, and you know, I'll survive it, but it just
you did some good things too. You know, you were talking about we won't go into all the details of what happened, but you got signatures and you made sure things were signed for and all that. And that a lot of times when we get in a hurry and say, "Oh, that's okay, don't do that," that's a mistake.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, this guy he's a crook.
Yeah, scam artist.
Yeah, he's a scam artist, and of course, what he did is he got the survey and didn't pay for it, and you know, we have to overcome that, and that's one of the things that people have to pay more on surveys because of people like that.
Yeah, it's a really large boat. He'll take that survey and then he'll go to a group of people.
Yeah,
and say,
he's
well,
going to use that
survey
to scam somebody else and tell them, oh yeah, if you'll invest in this, we can buy this boat. Real piece of work. And the bad part was I can't get the federal government, which it is a federal crime. Yeah. Can't get them to do anything.
Yeah, they all want to pass it.
They all passing the buck around.
I mean, you even called the FBI and everybody
FBI,
else.
Federal Trade Commission. USPS, United States Postal Service. The Postal Service has done more than either of the other. I can't even get the FBI to call me back.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Just be careful. A lot of times we throw in these human interest stories, and just as a word to the wise and all. And that's a great case right there. Just sort of dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure everything's done correctly.
And even when you do, you still get something like this sometimes. Yeah. You do the best you can.
All right, now if y'all need a boat surveyed or anything, or I've had one of my best friends got a boat a while back, and Rick got a chance to look at it and approved it and all, and he was proud of that, so he enjoyed it. Rick, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank y'all for watching the show, folks. You have a great day today. Do something good for somebody, and God bless.
Carry your umbrella.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.